Chris, what was it like to be HuK 1 year ago? I mean, you were a complete greenhorn from, just a random protest from Canada.
Yeah.
What was it like back then?
I felt very adventurous. I never been to a LAN before, so this was my first LAN 1 year ago. And then I had so many issues. Like, I didn't know my settings worth anything. I didn't know, like, you have to adjust seat length and stuff like that. So it was just a totally new experience. And now I'm kind of gotten to a lot of them now. So I don't know. It's a lot different now being through it all.
Probably there was a lot of influence from a certain Chul. That's what people say. Could you tell us a little bit about that? I mean, how much exactly did living in one house with this beast, how much did it actually influence your pro gaming career?
This is going to be kind of controversial because I read when I had my farewell topic or whatever, and people were like, it's going to be a problem when he leaves the OGS house because Minchul's helped him so much. And Minchul has helped me a lot, but when people say he's been like this great teacher or mentor to me, that's really not the case. Like, over the last 8 months that I've lived with Minchul, I've had a lot of Code S matches, and I've asked him for like a lot of help and a lot of replays and, teach me this or that. And to be honest, and my teammate Jonathan can vouch for this, or for other teammates, I've asked him for a lot of help, asked him for like a lot of replays. He's probably sent me like 4 replays over the last 8 months. So it's not like he's been this like huge mentor or teacher to me. Which he knows and I know, but a lot of people have this like misconception that, he's basically just teaching me everything I know, where it's more, I'm playing a game, I finish my game, and then I just like glance at his screen until I find my next game, and he does the same to me. So as far as that's concerned, like, I think he's learned as much or more from me as I've learned from him. It's been more mutual than he, like a lot of people say I learned like all my build orders from him, or I learned whatever, where it's just not the case really. Like, he's been a great friend and a great help, and we've learned a lot from each other, but I've asked him for like a lot of replays, and he just hasn't sent them basically. So
Why wouldn't he? Is he afraid, or is he just careless, or is he afraid that HuK would out monster him at Protoss play?
I don't think it's. I think it's the first one. He just I would ask him. He'd say, "Okay, I'll send them," and then like the next day I'd be like, "Hey, I really need that replay. I play Code S tomorrow, and I want to see this guy's how he works against this kind of style." And he'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll send him." And it'll be like me, him, and Jonathan walking to the gym or something, and then we get back, and then he just never sends it. And then I ask him, and he goes, "Okay, later," and then just never sends it. So I think it's more just him being lazy and not sending it, more than "Oh, I'm scared HuK's gonna do better" or whatever.
All right, we were talking about influences. Who was the biggest influence for you in terms of your growth as a player?
Jonathan, Liquid General. He didn't help my specific play so much, but he helped a lot of my mindset and just talking strategies with him, even though he's a Terran player and even though we're both really, really stubborn and we both complain a lot. He'll tell me to do something and I just lost the match and I'll be like, "Fuck you, I'm not doing it, you're just wrong." But then the next day or 2 hours later I'll be like, "Yeah, that kind of makes sense," and then I'll do it. And it's the same for him. So I think the biggest influence has been General. Yeah.
I'd like to talk a little bit more about MC. He's a big character in the community. He certainly puts on a very interesting act when he plays. Is he the same way in the team house? Can you tell us a story which would kind of, grasp the way he is in the team house?
I don't know about a story. He's very cocky, even in real life. He's very cocky.
Cocky, fun cocky,
yeah,
or
yeah. No, not like "Hey, I'm above you," just sit down kind of cocky. In a fun, cocky way. All the time we do ice cream race, which is basically this use map setting in StarCraft II, and then the whole team plays it, and then whoever loses has to go buy ice cream for the whole team or whatever, right? And it's a lot of fun, but basically he never loses and always talks a shit ton after not losing, and I don't know. He's cocky, but it's in a fun way, and I think it's a lot that's just his personality, which is fine because it works for him. And in the end, even though he's cocky to me or IdrA or anybody, it's just for fun. So
after you kind of blew up and everybody started talking about, hey, Chris got so amazing. You said basically, hey, nothing's changed. I've been this way for a very long time. And then what we see is basically you either really playing very well and placing very highly, or playing very disappointingly. Is it random or is it bad luck?
Well, like you said about StarCraft II, I always said I was always good anyways. It's just like in StarCraft II, you have to play really, really well, and then you have to get lucky kind of in some ways to win a tournament as well. And you're always going to see players, even if they're really good at the time, they're just sometimes not going to win. And there can be a lot of contributing factors. There can be jet lag. There can be you just had a bad day. You're not practicing enough. You're not good at a certain matchup, or someone like figured out your play because they studied your replays and they picked specific build orders to beat you. There's a lot of things that can come into play. So you always, like, I always go into an event wanting to win it and planning to win it, but when it doesn't happen, you're like devastated. But you realize you can't win everything, and you just got to keep trying to play your best. As long as you give 110% effort, then that's all you can ask for.
So I've read your goodbye letter on Team Liquid, and it feels to me like you're writing a goodbye to the most amazing people, to the most beloved team that you've played in so far, and like your heart is completely broken. So, and I, from an outsider's point of view, I feel like you've been getting the right support in terms of being sent to events and things like that. What was the motivation to leave this paradise, as it seems from your letter, from your goodbye letter? What's the motivation to switch to EG?
Well, the biggest motivation is just like the business aspect of it. Like, you can say it in a lot of different ways, but basically the financial support that I'll be getting from EG compared to Liquid's offer.
It's life-changing.
It's, yeah, like I think the words Nazgul's used were life-changing and substantially different. I have no problem releasing the numbers, but I think both of my teams don't want to release the numbers. They're very, very different. Liquid's offer was a really good offer, standalone. Like, if I didn't get an offer from EG and I just had Liquids, I would have been very happy. But EG's just it's very, very good for my career, and it gives me a lot of stability. So, I would have liked to stay with Liquid. If Liquid gave a more competitive offer, I would have chose it. I mean, a lot of people are going to have different opinions on what that would have been. Like, a lot of people stay with one team over the other for 20% or 40% or 60% or 80% or, even twice as more. But at some point, you have to draw the line of, okay, this is like loyalty and this is business. And I drew that line, and it was pretty high. So I don't know. Like, a lot of people don't like me for it, but I really wanted to stay with Liquid. It just couldn't happen.
So were you ready to basically become potentially one of the most hated players? Obviously, Team Liquid is the most loved one, and some fans, and I'm not taking any sides here, but some fans could see this as treason. Were you considering that factor as well, and are you ready to live with a hatred for a certain amount of time?
Well, I never want anybody to hate me, but like the way I view it, if like no one's gonna fully understand the situation. I don't think the like full numbers or the situation is gonna be ever released. Both me, EG management, and TL management pretty much know the situation really well, and we all agreed that it was probably the best move for me, even from TL side. So I think they just have to have faith that I think most people, well, like 90% of the people in the world would have taken a deal from EG for a lot less than what I did, even though it was very significant. I don't know. Like, I wasn't expecting a lot of hate. Like, I was talking to Victor the other night, and I said, yeah, I didn't really like a lot of the comments when I lost in the live thread, but he said that he didn't think they were as bad as that they were going to be. If like my fans from Liquid don't like me because I switched to EG, then that's fine. I would rather not have them as fans anyways. Like, I appreciate fans that are both fans of me and Liquid, and that's fine, and I wish they would stay fans of both of us, but if they don't, that's it's whatever. I mean, I'm still going to play my best. I'm still going to do as well as I do. Like, I'm still going to try to be the foreigner in Code S that does well against the Koreans or at other tournaments. And I just hope people that see that and appreciate me like giving 110% more than other people will just appreciate that.
So here's the question. You guys talk to each other. You have a good idea of what other players earn. I'm not going to ask you. It's not really. It's bad manner to ask how much you earn. But do you think you're one of the 3 most well-earning players on the planet?
Yeah, based on salary, yeah. I don't know about like obviously Minchul makes like last year he made like $250,000 or something, but yeah. Salary-wise, I think I'm one of the highest paid players. Top 3, I mean, it's kind of weird to draw that line, but it's possible, yeah.
And just to finish off, you're switching to Team EG, where your teammate will be a guy you've shared words with, Mr. IdrA, who pretty much hates Protoss, and has, you've exchanged words. He's basically said, I think I'm right quoting that if you weren't playing Protoss, you wouldn't win, something like that. People are really curious how that's going to work. I mean, is it just for the public, or is it really like a little bit of friction between you?
Game-wise, there's quite a lot of friction. I've learned just to not basically talk about the game so much with IdrA. I mean, I would be willing to, but I'm just worried that like if I brought it up or I said, hey, you should really consider this, you'd just blow it off or like completely not listen, and then it would cause a fight as well, which is just totally unbeneficial for both of us. As far as outside the game, like we've gotten along for a really long time now. It's just when it comes to StarCraft II, there's a difference in opinion between us as far as what's imbalanced or not imbalanced, and I don't like if you came and asked me for advice or said, hey, can you look this over, I would more than willing do it, but I'm never going to he's never going to lose a game and I'm going to go up and be like, hey, you should just do this instead, because he would never say, oh, you're right. He would be like, fuck off and blah, 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 which is fine because, a lot of people are like that. Just IdrA is more popular for it, I guess.
So my impression is from what you're saying is that IdrA has an arrogant attitude when it comes to his opinion about the balance of the game or the understanding of the game. Is that what you're kind of trying to say between the lines?
I don't know. I don't know if I would say arrogant. It's like a misunderstanding. Like in IdrA's and a lot of other Zerg users' worlds, basically, they just think like it's actually really sucky because they think like no matter how hard I practice, I'm just going to lose games because I'm Zerg. So they practice a lot less because of that, and they don't, even if there's imbalance or I think there's imbalance in the game, I never focus on it. Like, I always just focus on what I can control, and I play the best I can play, and I come up with the best solutions I can come up with, because there's no point on focusing on balance as a player, and I think that's what most players should do.
All right, then. Last question, just to close off on a humorous note. Okay. How did you feel when IdrA GG'd looking at the Void Rays?
My first reaction was confusion. When I did it, I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna make hallucinations and then just hopefully he leaves. I was like, oh, I might actually win this battle. And then after I made him and I engaged, I'm like, shit, I'm just gonna lose this game. And I was just doing that 10 seconds of thinking in my mind, okay, this is gonna suck. And then he just left. He didn't even GG, he just left. And then I was like, what just happened? And then it took me a little bit, and then I was like, yeah, I guess he just thought that it was over. So I don't know. I was just really happy I won.
All right, so we've done one non-serious interview. We've done a serious one. Thank you very much. If you have anything to say, it's your 1 minute.
myeg.net, all of our sponsors.
Do you already know all the sponsors? Come on.
There's Steel Series, Monster, Kingston, HyperX, My Bigfoot Network. Oh man, I don't know.
One sponsor here in the hall, very prominent.
I have no idea. Intel. Yeah. So all those sponsors. I think I did decently for being in it. I can't do that though. I'm not gonna do it. So I'll just say myeg.net and our sponsors. Then my family, friends, and my fans that are still with me, I guess, because I got a lot of haters too. I don't know. Just, I hope people understand my decision. I know you don't know all the factors, but I'm a very loyal guy. But at some point, this is my job and my career, and I'm just trying to do what's best for everybody. So
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.